damn. Here, I thought I was making some awesome like play-by-play, and my mic was muted.
Oh God! No.
Oh my
I'm like,
god!
nah, no one's there.
I was like, oh, that person sounds like Steve Brule.
I was just, yeah, I was just getting caught up on all your YouTube things that you sent over. So,
Hey, I'm gonna need you to take it down a couple notches
oh my
because
God,
your voice is like starting to trigger me because I'm very sensitive. I have
stop using
sensory.
gender language.
Call everybody comrades then.
Oh my God, yeah, no kidding.
It's so weird.
Yeah, that's gonna. Yeah, well, I don't
People in
mind.
the back cannot hear you. Stop swaying back and forth when you're talking. You gotta talk
Yeah, the talking
directly
into the
in the
mic, it's
mic,
just like, oh my God,
please.
like you're being offensive in this way because you're not including everybody. We want an inclusive environment for everybody. Oh my God, yeah, that's gonna be wild. Because I can imagine it's only gonna get worse. I don't know how, but it will.
Yikes. Maybe they all just need to like have a can of THC high fiber. Brought to you by
I was gonna say in about 10 to 15 minutes in, like just relaxing and just going with the flow.
all these sounds are cool now, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being so overly sensitive. So how's it going?
It's going good.
I
Are
figure
we
we could
waiting on
just
Jamie?
I don't know. I figure we could just banter until he hops on and then we can warm
Absolutely.
up like ow now brown cow. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Lanolin. Lanolin.
So earlier, I tried watching. How do you pronounce it? Ex Machina, Ex Machina,
Ex
Ex
Machina?
Machina,
Yeah.
Machina. And because I borrow my buddy's HBO information and and I thought this was odd at like 12:25 on a Thursday afternoon. Too many people were logged in, and I couldn't watch it.
Oh, really?
And I was like, and yeah, so I'm like, what on earth? And then I realized, man, far too many of our friends work from home. And so I ended up watching, what's it called? Son of a Equalizer 3.
Oh
The
boy,
most,
Jason Statham?
no, Denzel.
Oh, Denzel. All right.
Yep, and fun. It was fun because Dakota Fanning shows up. You got this little Man on Fire reunion going on. And so,
Oh yeah,
like
that's
that's what
right.
I watched when I couldn't watch the movie. Then when that was over, read for a little bit. I'm still reading Harry Potter. He just found the mirror where you can see his parents, and then and then I jumped into the movie that we're reviewing tonight. Just probably about 2 hours ago.
Oh, so you're just fresh.
I am fresh. I'm ready to
Fresh.
go
So
with it.
you're reading, are you still in the, what is it called? The Goblet of Fire? Is that what it's called? Or
The
no? What's the Princess
Well, I was
Peach?
gonna say, what's the English version? The Philosopher's Stone? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. The Sorcerer's Stone.
Sorcerer's Stone, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one I'm reading, and I don't know if it's because like I've seen the movie many times, and like I don't know, the book's following the movie pretty well. Like at this point, I mean, it's pretty basic. There's a few differences, but this isn't like books I've read recently where I didn't want to put it down, like where I'd want to get like at least 3 or 4 chapters in before I would stop. Like with this one, I have no problem right now. It's taken me a while to get through because I have no problem putting it down mid chapter to go do something else and then come
Yeah.
back to it.
Oh, interesting.
So and I get it because it's like I think that I mean, kudos to the movie. I think it follows it well enough that I have no questions. I don't want to know how things are going to change. But as I've said from other movies, or other books I've read recently that are based on movies like The Help or The Martian or Gone Girl. Like they also follow the movies quite well, but have their subtle differences, but also
Mhm.
they're just really well written. And also, so I don't know, those books were a different type of book. Like they're very very captivating. Where obviously this is geared towards young adults, so maybe that's the difference.
Do you I have a I've kind of had a new perspective on the book versus movie, because we know that that's always the battle, right? That happens when
Right.
there's a movie adaptation, right?
Well, and everybody feels like it's the same go to response of the book is so much better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I've loved for example, um I've never read the Dune books. Um I saw like the David Lynch Dune, which is like, whoa, that movie's not great. But the newest one, after watching that, now I go back, I feel like reading it again, I feel like it's easier to pick up on some of the lore, right? I kind of got a base for the characters. It's like then I'm
Oh,
like
I get
I'm
you.
kind of fleshing out like the that because Dune is not only like a really cool like story in my opinion, but it's also really good at building this world, right? This
Right.
lore and everything, and like something that you learn about like early in the story, as in like for the movies, like you're not going to probably find out now until this next part two comes out. So and it introduces like some other characters, but just like the war and like the other like kind of factions that are there, like these different like it's almost like tribal, um, right? Different plants, something. But anyway, I'm just saying like I like using the book as like what was it? It's like right. It just makes the movie better, and the movie makes the book better.
No, and
Like they
that's
go hand in hand.
and I love that perspective of it because I think Dune specifically, I never saw any of the old movies or the old movie. I never saw I never read the books or anything like that. So I was really walking in blind. Like the only thing I knew about Dune was the poster, maybe some of the music, I guess. Yeah, but so the first time I saw this newest one, I like it's not that I didn't like it, but I definitely didn't love it, and I just was like, man, there's a lot of information going on in there, and I think that's where I was getting a little lost. Like we're hearing a lot of information about these houses and different planets, the people. There's just like a lot going on, and it wasn't until like my second viewing that I thought the movie was amazing and I loved it. And
Mhm.
I think it's just because, kind of similar to what you're saying, I had a better idea of what I was about to walk into, some things that I knew I should be paying closer to attention to, or because it was going to be coming up later. But I definitely liked it. What was actually, I did mention it, Chad, when we went to the movie the other day and they showed the newest Dune trailer. I'm like, that was a new cut that I hadn't seen, and I'm like, can you guys stop already? Like anybody
Oh,
who
I
wants to see
know.
Dune 2 is going to see Dune 2. Like the first trailer, I feel like when you and I saw Oppenheimer, there was a Dune trailer, and like they showed us things that like people who had died in the first one or we thought might have died, and they were in the trailer. And the trailer was already like a 2.5 minute, 3 minute trailer. I
Yeah,
was like, stop it. Just
yeah,
teasers all you need when you have a sequel of a movie that did amazing. And I shouldn't say amazing because it was also, if I remember right, like that was COVID when that came out. So like it was
yeah.
like all of us were excited because it showed up on HBO, and that's why most people probably subscribed recently. So I'm just kind of like, I need you guys to stop with the storyline because even what you're giving me, it tells me that this almost should have been part two of three potentially because it looks like there's a ton going on, but I'm seeing a lot in the trailer that I don't necessarily need to know about.
Oh, I know. Especially a movie like that. Like I think there's like a artful way that you can cut scenes, like show enough without showing a lot. And like
Right.
yeah, it's just like it's I don't know, it's showing you like these long, like drawn out scenes, and like especially when it's like something that could be like a really epic movie moment in a movie. It's like, what, there you go, you just saw it. Now it's gonna be like when you see it in a theater or at home, you're like, oh, there's that part.
Oh,
There's the
exactly.
part, right? There's that part. There it is. They're
Well,
doing that part right now.
and that's that piece where like in action movies or in a movie like Dune, like I don't know if I'll be super like, oh yeah, like that was in the trailer, that was in the trailer, minus like some of like the
Yeah,
epic, like he jumps on the worm, whatever.
yeah,
um
the
but like
Shia shots.
but think about like all trailer cuts these days. Like if it's a comedy, like the whole thing is in the trailer. Like, and so that's where you get mad. Like going, all the funny bits are in the trailer. If you ever leave a movie and that's your comment, that's a garbage movie. Like I hate to say it. Like I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
they're
know they
funny, but
usually would take like they would use like outtakes for like the trailers for comedies. Like at one time I remember because I remember like
right.
you'd be like, "Oh, I didn't see that part in the
But
movie,"
it'd be in
because
the
they would.
deleted scenes. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
That, and I agree. Like there'd be like, yeah, I remember like I feel like Dumb and Dumber specifically, or like Ace Ventura, something like that, like some
yeah,
'90s Jim Carrey, where all of a
yep,
sudden there was something from the trailer where like you're like that never actually happened in the movie. Like I wonder why they cut that. But also like now, like as we're talking about, I'm like, well, that's great. I'm happy they did that. I'm like, so it was everything was a surprise. And then much like this Dune trailer, since we're just all like this movie's gonna be amazing, even though we're like shitting on the trailer. But it's not the trailer's fault. It's I feel like they put too much out there. When I think about Oppenheimer and how I was excited because there was appearances from actors that I didn't know were in it, and like it
yeah.
just kind of made me happy. Like, holy shit! Like, there's Casey Affleck. Holy shit! There's Josh Hartnett. Spoilers, sorry guys. But in this one, like in the trailer, you're just like, oh, Christopher Walken. Oh, Florence Pugh. Oh, like,
Yeah,
and like
exactly. I had the same thoughts.
so, and I'm like,
I had no
I didn't even
idea.
know. I had no idea. Yeah, and then I think it was maybe the Josh Brolin character, like where you're, I feel like you're like, oh shoot, I thought he was dead, or the Jason Momoa, I don't know. And for those, again, I guess I'm still kind of questioning what I'm seeing because at the end of the day, they could be flashbacks. Who's to say? I don't know, but
Right,
yeah, I
right.
still feel like they were showing too much. So
Absolutely. Yeah, so on that note, like I don't know if Jamie's going to join us or not. Looks like they're having some uh bedtime difficulties
oh
with the children. But yeah, so you talked about the movie. I mean, I don't know, I haven't been watching much, but I thought maybe before we go into our movie of the week, Ex Machina, thought maybe you wanted to talk quick about we went and saw Interstellar last night at one of our local movie theaters. It had been the first time that I had seen that on the big screen, and I'm going to tell you something that I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but the biggest screen I watched that movie on before that was on my phone.
I yeah I and it was it for our Interstellar pod.
Yeah.
If
Yep.
man, I wish I would have listened to that pod before we did this because I'm pretty sure I'd say the same thing. Like I want to punch you in the face a little bit right now,
Right.
because like I'm sure that was my reaction then too. Because Interstellar is God, it's just so it's such a big movie, and it also probably like at that time I don't know if it was all shot or it was Nolan earlier on, so maybe it was only
Mhm.
40%, but I'm sure it was shot for in some way, shape, or form for IMAX too. So man, that's wild, Chad. So how was your experience this time then?
Oh, it was wonderful. You know, it's kind of like one of those things. Like after you've seen a movie a couple times, my mind tends to wander and just think of like other things that are going on in the film or like what you're hearing. And I, I came on that movie last night. I was like, I love this soundtrack, the score to this movie even more. The
Yeah,
they just because Hans Zimmer did this, right?
yes, he did.
Yeah, it's just like the note. It just has those perfect notes where it's like earlier in the film as it's playing, it's already like tugging on like your your heartstring. It just kind of feels kind of somber or like kind of down in a way. I guess you do. You're talking about the world. It's like this kind of post-apocalyptic kind of right um, environmental crisis. All these people are dying or dead, food chains collapsing, kind of thing. But and just throughout the whole movie, it just plays so perfectly. And there are moments where I was thinking, like, how would this moment be without the score driving this moment like it is right now? Like,
Well, right. And Chad, I had the very same feeling like when, and yeah, like I've said before, this is definitely Interstellar is in my top five, if not my favorite movie.
yeah,
But like movies, I like them on so many different levels where I'm like, I don't know if it's hard to pick just one for me.
Hmm.
So we'll say top five. So I've seen it enough times, and even like last night though, I swear to God, like I'm like either it's things I noticed before and threw away in my brain, or I was just noticing for the first time. Like I was definitely picking up on stuff, but the score in the very beginning. So in the beginning, like he has his little nightmare of his crash, and he wakes up in bed, and they show him like staring out the window at a cornfield and kind of like at dusk or dawn, whatever.
Yeah.
And so like in all other, I was thinking about this, like in any other movie, this would be like this quiet kind of lovely time, but like the background score during that is like the Hans Zimmer organ, and it's like crescendoing louder and louder and louder and
Yeah.
building like throughout
Yeah.
like this very minimal scene, like, but the scene itself, it just ends up being super powerful. And I'm like, God, I like, again, to your point, does this movie work without such a powerful score? And it's, I mean, all the visuals, of course, it would to an extent, but like this just completes it.
Yeah, it just gives it's our you can like feel the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is just like the gravity of it. No pun intended.
No pun intended. Absolutely. Well, and that's like speaking of gravity, like so, like even one of my favorite scenes is like uh when the ship blows up and he goes in to save it from burning up in the planet so he can get home or whatever. But like
Yeah.
again, that's where like the score like starts off like in the like kind of like building and building and building to this like giant crescendo, like, and you could just like the whole theater is just like completely submerged in this sound, and it's
It's just like a
so
wall of
epic.
sound. Then it's like
Oh
all
my
you
god.
hear is like the score, and there like there's no like sound effects, right? And that's
Yeah,
what that movie does well too, is that it gives you that emptiness of space, that quiet of space, and then you
for
just got the
sure.
score. It's just like whoa,
Yeah. And I mean, I
wall
found
of
myself
sound.
like again. I've seen this. I know what's going to happen, but I like, and
Yeah,
I'm. Yeah, I don't know if it's the music or
totally.
what, but I've definitely like my fists were clenched. I was
Yeah,
like kind of like tight or white knuckling it, and like excited for them to lift off again. And it just everything about it builds. So it's so good.
yeah, that was awesome.
I can't remember what
Makes
scene was in the movie where like everyone, like, because it was the sound again in the theater, so just like the surround sound of it, where everyone
mhm.
jumped. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if you remember that last night, but like there was something where it was like quiet, quiet, quiet. I think it was because of what you said about space, and then all of a sudden they like went back to the ship, and maybe it was the explosion. I guess I don't know. No, because the explosion was quiet. I don't
Yeah,
know.
suppose I don't remember.
Yeah, but
I
like I
don't
just
remember that
remember it
part.
was like even like I jumped, and I'm like, why am I jumping at
Right.
a movie? I know what's gonna happen, but again, it was just like it's that movie theater experience, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for like, um, yeah, catching that and setting that up. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
One thing I read last night, of course, because I'm deep diving after seeing the
oh
movie
yeah, that's
again.
right.
Well, first thing was the bookcase. I want to know if there was, and like, I mean, some of the books I don't reckon or I don't didn't recognize, but you have titles in there, like so, like The Stand makes sense, where like these are the end of times, A Wrinkle in Time, obviously, and so there's just different things in there that
Yeah.
play off of the themes of the movie. But what I thought was funny was so what I started looking up was I'm always so intrigued by how Tars and Case and Plex are like they're considered Marines, the robots in the movie, like the boxy looking robots. And I'm just more curious. I'm like, hey, was there ever more of a backstory on these guys or what the world was like with this? And I couldn't find anything. All I could find was people were like, man, have you ever seen the sequel to Interstellar? It's amazing. It's called Wally. So after everyone left the planet, they just issued all these guys like Tars and Case to clean up all the trash until like we could grow vegetables
Oh.
again. I'm just like, yeah, all right, I see it. I just
Better
thought it was a little funny.
turn their humor level up to 100.
Exactly right. Yeah, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's. I'm glad you thought about that and looked that up, like the bookcase scene, because as like the camera is panning over that, I saw the stand. And I was like, oh, I should have been looking this entire time, kind of thing. And but yeah, it was kind of that was a kind of a fun little list to look through. I love shit like that.
Yeah,
Um,
especially with Nolan, like always throwing in little quips here and there. Like,
yeah, little
what were we
Easter
talking about?
eggs.
Oppenheimer was you're the one who made the comment, like, as long as it was quiet or something like that before the explosion, that's how long, how many seconds it took for like,
The
I
sound,
don't know.
the impact that reached them, or something like
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
something wild, like where it was like just like a clever thing that, yeah, Easter egg that Nolan does in his movies. So I don't know. Directors are cool, man.
So cool. Right on. Let's see here. Do you anything else that you've been watching or checking out lately that you want to share, or we can dive right into movie of the week?
I was like, and it's just nothing new. I'm still working on Americans, and loving it, and still working on. I'm on the final season of Tin Star with Tim Roth, playing like this rogue. Oh well, I don't. He's not even in the police department anymore, but he was like a undercover police officer. In season one, retired, and like then bad guys are chasing him, and then other things ensue, and now he's getting back at or getting revenge. So I don't know. It's just a fun, like dark comedy, as I think I would put it.
Oh, right
But
on, right on.
def- definitely recommend it. Otherwise, yeah, nothing really new.
Yeah, I haven't I haven't had a lot of time this last week. I think I said this last time we met or recorded. We've been watching as a family this series called Alone, that Survivor series. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, other than that, not much. But I was going to recommend something to you quick before we move on. I don't know. You probably will recognize this. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but did you ever watch the original Robotech series,
No, what's it
the
called?
cartoon Robotech?
No idea what that is.
So it came out in I feel like it came out like a year before Transformers did. So like maybe like 82, 83.
All right.
And it's like it might be like a 30 episode series. And it's really good. It's anime, but it's like American. I think like American artists did it or like adapted this from like a movie, a Japanese animated movie called Macross. But it's where it's like Earth, this alien spacecraft crashes on Earth, and it like ends up creating like world peace, and they use the technology off this ship to kind of improve everything for the world because like everybody in the world's like, oh shit, there's aliens, right? So we got to unite and prepare for this fight that might be coming to us. And then like the alien invasion happens, and there's these fighter jets. They're called Veritex, but they're not only fighter jets. They transform into like robots.
Oh,
But it's really cool though. It's very like
and
dramatic. It
and the
has
animation is like Transformers or Thundercats, like that kind of animation.
way better animation.
Okay.
It's really good. Has like a great the score is great. It's pretty it's pretty intense for like an 80s animation series. So like
All
there was
right.
like three different like segment like blocks of it that they call the Robotech, but that only Robotech series is like the first 30-ish episodes. Then there's like it's called like the Robotech Masters, and then there's like I can't remember what the last series is called. It's like they're called like the Invid aliens that invaded, but those I don't think those are actually were part of the original Robotech like universe. They were just one of those things that they took and adapted for like a US audience. But yeah, I
There's
think
it looks like
they might be free on YouTube, but
Yeah, I'll have to take a look. I was gonna say that definitely sounds up my alley. I would definitely look at that. Looks like there's quite a few things. Robotech the movie, Robotech 2, if it is the same thing we're looking at.
yeah,
Looks
or
like they
look
re
at Robotech the Macross Saga. That's like
Macross, I see that, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the first
Okay.
episode is called Booby Trap.
Got it. So, all right. I do like your or not yours, but the premise of like what if there was this instead of like the real deal like it seems like in that cartoon, like what if like we set this up as an elaborate hoax of like that's the hoax. Is they like we discovered aliens? Everyone's corroborating that aliens exist in order for us as a species to come together, and literally no one's coming. Like there's just like it's like Apollo landing type stuff. Like
Yeah.
we killed Spielberg because we didn't want him to tell his secrets of what he did. Oh man. So feel like we're onto something, Chad.
All right. Conspiracy revealed.
Speaking of TV shows coming up, though, like the director, we saw that little teaser last night too. That director of this movie is doing the show called Civil War, which looks really kind of cool.
Is that a show or a movie?
So I thought, it is a movie. I'm looking it up right now. I thought it was a TV show. I was expecting this huge, epic, like Walking Dead, Last of Us type show. Well, you know what? I bet $100 that this becomes a television show as long as the movie does well, which I'm sure it will. So, For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the movie is called Civil War. It's going to be out soon. I believe it's out in April. And in the near future, a team of journalists travel across the United States during a rapidly escalating civil war that has engulfed the entire nation. So, yeah.
Can I say Jesse Plemons?
Dude, that guy
makes the best bad guy.
Dude, because he's so awkwardly creepy. And it's like, is it all because of Breaking Bad? Like, where like he just like has he played that? I mean, I know he can act and he's a good actor, but like in the same sense though, like he always plays the creepy bad guy. Even in not Date Night, Game Night. I don't know if you ever saw that. It's the comedy with like Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. Like he's like the creepy ass neighbor, and he looked the same, like petting his dog, and you just know he's about to kill somebody.
Like the creepy guy because he plays a character in Fargo season 2. It's funny him and Kirsten Dunst is his wife.
Yeah,
in that one, and he's like a butcher. He owns like a meat shop in Laverne, Minnesota.
And
he has good range.
And he's already creeping me out, like you just saying that. Well played, sir.
I'm the butcher from Laverne.
The butcher from Laverne.
Did Jamie show up?
Oh, the Jamie show? Coming at you live?
Jomi.
Hey guys.
Well, I'm excited.
AI came to life and I had to wrestle it control before.
Really? You're like, hey, I'm sorry this happened, but we can make ourselves feel better by tearing up the dance floor.
I was like, it would just dance party, whatever. I mean, I'll have to look it up. I'm sure it's on YouTube, but I was sad to know that I'm like, man, I'm watching this thing on HBO. If I owned it, I could be watching the extended deleted scene of this dance party.
Yeah, it's like 15 more seconds.
I was really hoping you were going to say 15 more minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
Like there's this just
more
whole
people
choreographed routine.
Like the half body, body
from
the closet.
The broken robots show up.
They're dancing. It's like the land of misfit toys.
And then they just drug up Gleason, so like he doesn't remember.
They all kind of combined in some kind of weird transformer.
I was gonna say God, what is that show? It's not Thundercats. Voltron, yeah, Voltron. Yeah. That's great.
And I'll form the breast.
Oh my god.
All right, Jamie, thanks for joining us. Welcome to Movie Time Machine, your retro movie review and pop culture podcast. We're talking about movies from the past, movies from the past, and talking about what we're streaming today. I'm your host, Chad, if you didn't know already. And I've been chatting with James so far about what we've been watching and our viewing of Interstellar last night. And finally joining us, Jamie, after some technical difficulties, has joined us. Jamie, what have you been up to?
Hey guys, I'm really sad I missed your Interstellar breakdown because
You sound sad. You sound like Ross on Friends, like season 1.
Are you too close to Gargantua? because you're slowing
Cause
down.
I'm going so slow. Yeah, I'll finish that sentence in 20 years.
Hmm.
Um, so how was it seeing on the big screen? I think I did see it in the theaters when it first came out. Was it just as epic?
When you can find out on Monday.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, it was great. It was awesome. I was telling James that this is the first time I've seen that movie on a screen bigger than my iPhone.
Oh, you hadn't seen it in theaters before. Oh, good for you.
No, I
Nice.
haven't
Way to
watched
get
it on
out
a
there.
No, no,
TV.
no. He hasn't seen it on a television
Yeah.
before.
Oh my god.
That's what's more wild.
That's right. I remember this now because I think Casey usually doesn't care about stuff like that, but I do remember that kind of upset him a bit, if I remember correctly.
That's why I was telling him when we started talking about it that I should have listened to the Interstellar pod because I'm sure if we line them up, the conversation we just had is verbatim where I was disappointed in Chad.
Yeah.
Even my tone, I'm sure, was exactly the same.
It's our podcast bookshelf moment.
Shows
That's great.
we're all living in a simulation.
Gravity. Jamie, have you watched
Gravity Soul.
Saltburn yet?
No, I picked a different controversial streaming movie from December instead
Oh,
of
the
Saltburn.
Magama, the Obama movie.
Magama movie.
The Magama.
Speaking of dance party scenes in a movie.
That's
I haven't
right.
seen that. I haven't
Have you
seen
seen
that
it,
movie
James?
Oh yeah, I thought
Oh,
it
you
was
did see it.
great.
Oh, cool. I'm so glad. I did too. It was God, I'm gonna give you my 30 seconds. I don't want to hear yours.
Do you guys want
No
to talk
spoilers
about it?
though.
Send me
Y-
here. I'm
yeah.
gonna take my headphones off and send that message on Signal when you're done talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see what we're
See what
saying.
you're saying?
We can talk in code too.
Okay,
Yeah,
talk
we
about
can
it. I'm
totally
taking off
talk
my
code.
headphones. Message me on Signal when you're done.
All right.
Okay. Sweet.
All right, so spoilers here, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the movie, which I always mess up the title. What's the title of the movie again, Jamie?
It's Leave the World Behind, and I messed
Leave the
it
World
up
Behind.
several times as well. It's not
Produced
an easy one.
by Barack and Michelle Obama, as well as Julia Roberts, which I thought was fun when you were watching the credits go by in the beginning.
Oh, I missed Julia Roberts on production. Good for her.
Yeah, right?
Good for her.
All right, so what are your initial thoughts on this?
So the coolest thing about this movie is I cannot remember the last time I was watching a movie and it was intriguing. Like I wanted to see where it went. There's a mystery to kind of unpack like what's going on here, but I've never had a complete 180 on a movie the way I did here, where I was like so sure I was going to hate this ending. I was so sure the answer was going to be, well, we don't know what happened here and humanity's kind of fucked. So sorry, isn't life hard?
Yeah, right?
But the ending was so good. I was just I was like stupid smiling at the end of the movie with that final
Oh, for
scene.
sure. No, I 100% agree with you. This is definitely one of those movies where I like we've said it before, but like that quote in Scream, the movies don't create psychos, movies make psychos more creative. I'm watching this movie going, wow, this is really intelligent. Like this is a really good way to screw us.
Right.
And confuse the heck out of us. So I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it had every time I feel like it was like if you put it into like chunks like a play or whatever, and every time I thought it was going to go one way, all of a sudden it shifted a different way. And every time I was sure of how this might have gone, where I thought, okay, where could they go from here? I bet it's going to slow down. Then something else happened, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I really, really enjoyed this movie. And the dance scene is hilarious and fun.
Oh, it was great. It was another one of those unexpected what's going to happen here moments, and it was just so much fun. And I think too that the acting was phenomenal. That's what kind of kept me in it, is because the what's their name? Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke's family. They're pretty. Ethan Hawke. Yeah. What did I say?
Oh, I cut you off. I didn't hear if you said it differently.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
so not Kevin Bacon.
Not Kevin Bacon. No. Their family's like pretty unlikable, right? But they're like clearly written that way. So it's hard to kind of buy in and root for them, even though you like kind of understand some of the things that they're saying and doing and the choices they're making. But then Mahershala Ali gets there, and it's like, okay, we finally have a guy that's making sense, and is sensible and trying to do the best thing. And it really just, man, the actors won me over, because there were so many times where I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. It's kind of taking a turn, but they really acted the shit out of it and stuck the landing. So I was impressed. I don't know why the internet is so mad at this movie.
Wait, the internet's mad at this movie?
It's pretty split. There's like a handful of people who really are going to bat for it, but there's a lot of people who are like, what's the point? Oh, that was so dumb. They, didn't explain X, Y, or Z. And I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's the delight of the movie too. Is like I still have a lot of questions, but like I feel like they wrapped it up. I mean, I don't know, in a bow, in the sense where like we essentially know, like we know what happened. Like though, like what we're questioning the whole movie, they did tell us. But
Right.
as far as what happens to the world or that family after, yeah, I guess that is the question. But I guess we'll have to wait for the TV series for the rest of that. But in that aspect, no one's gonna be happy. At the end of the day with that kind of thing. So
exactly. The only thing, if I had to like nitpick something, it would be like, where is everybody else? Like, I know they're in upstate New York, but there are shockingly few other people around them, other than the people who are central to the plot and the characters. But that was like, that wasn't enough to slow me down or stop the movie. But that is one question I asked. I was like, oh man, there's like really not a ton of other people that they kind of have to deal with here. But
for sure, yeah, actually, that is a good point. What I did appreciate was I feel like I watched that movie, and then I think on that like Monday, Nightly News with Lester Holt, there was a Tesla recall of like the automatic driving thing, and I was just like, "It's happening!
It's happening!"
So, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, should we
Cool.
bring
All
Chad
right,
back in?
guys.
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm here.
Sweet.
How'd you do? How much did we spoil for you?
Nothing.
Love it. Nice. This is great. I like this plan. Like this should be a new bit where we have somebody leave the room.
Right. Right. Jamie has to listen so he can hear what we want to talk about.
We're like,
had to say about Interstellar, and
like
once
Jamie,
I finally watch this movie, I can hop in and catch
Jamie,
up.
can you leave? We're gonna talk about Avatar 3, and then Chad and I are just talking about hummus recipes for like 10 minutes, and then we call you back.
Ooh,
the hummus.
Hummus.
I like hummus too. Nice. Now, Chad, I do want to
talk about robots.
Though. So that
What's
more
that?
to come. More to come on Saltburn.
Okay.
That's next.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so you two have seen that, right?
I have not. Have you, James?
No, I have not. I was going to say, but if we want to take 5, I'll take my headphones off and we can keep this going.
No, I think Chad's the only one who's
This is
seen
the 2-host show with 3 players.
Yeah, I really want Jamie to hate that movie too. Hey, Jamie, can you bump up your mic? Are you talking soft, or is it your mic level?
Oh, not intentionally, but I'll check on that.
Beats up the mic level.
Bears.
We got
Battlestar Galactica. What are we doing here? Lips, teeth, tip of the tongue. Brown cow. Wow. What did you say earlier?
Out now, brown cow. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. God, I love Anchorman. I used to like fall asleep to that movie all the time. Like watch like the first like 25 minutes every night.
Speaking of older comedies, I saw that like all the Meet the Parents are on Netflix right now, and it occurred to me I've never seen the third one. I can't remember what that one is called, but there's Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, and whatever the third one's called.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're enjoyable.
They're enjoyable. Okay.
They're like, yeah. I mean, if you need a sleep movie or something in the background, I think it's good in that aspect.
Ben Stiller, right?
Yeah, Ben Stiller and
awesome.
Robert De Niro.
Sweet. I love Ben Stiller. Do you remember that Ben Stiller prime? Right? Like peak Ben Stiller?
You mean when he had the Ben Stiller show?
No, like when he was like knocking out movies like
like
Zoolander, like
and,
he
was like Cable Guy and Zoolander and Tenenbaums and yeah. You're right, that was his time. I feel like What was the last Ben Stiller movie I feel like I watched that I really enjoyed? It was probably Secret Life of Walter Mitty. What else was
I
around
always
that
wanted
time
to see
though?
that.
Tropic Thunder. I don't think I've seen that since the theater.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that before.
That's the one that Robert De Niro won Best Supporting Actor for.
Oh, for blackface.
Yeah. Like I
Well, that
remember
wasn't that
Cuba
like
Gooding Jr. introduced him at the Oscars. It was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
wasn't that the satire though of I remember watching like the first like 10 15 minutes of it, but wasn't that like the bit? Like
I mean, it was part of the show, like where he like his character is somebody that truly takes form of his like he's a character actor. So he does like what is it like walking? He's method. Is that what we're trying to say? Like
yeah,
he's
yeah,
a
yeah,
method.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
method, and he doesn't break character until after. So like that's like his whole thing. So they talk about previous movies that he had done where it was like in that similar sense, and then now he's doing this one where he's being method again. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Method man. Method man. Hey, you get off my cloud. You don't know me and you don't know my style. All right. Ex Machina. Wait. Ex Machina. Thoughts, guys.
Why?
Hey,
Why did you have to do it like
I
that?
don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I was trying to. I'm like, when was that in the movie? They never even say the title in the movie. I
No,
was
I
like,
don't.
wait a minute.
Well, the thing about Ex Machina is that it comes from the Greek Deus Ex Machina, which, as we all know,
Mhm.
means God from the machine. But what's great about this movie is they don't say the Deus. Therefore, there is no God in this machine. James, your thoughts?
Well,
Wow. Damn.
I think
Deep.
Oscar Isaac said it best that he created it, so he is God. Hey, that sounds
There it is.
great. I'm gonna write that
Oh
down.
yeah, yes.
I wrote down what you said last night. That's not what I said.
Oh. Yeah,
I
he
thought.
played
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I forgot, like I'd seen this movie before, but I forgot if he was just faking like how drunk he was throughout the movie, like his like nighttime benders and all this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. That's where I was going with that. Like where I thought he was just was going to be part of the ploy that he was doing at the end, like that twist, but it wasn't.
So he wasn't faking, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he well, at least I didn't get that. At the
Okay,
end I thought
yeah,
that he was
yeah,
gonna come clean, but as far as I could tell,
yeah.
he was smashed like the whole time. Well, he had to be because of like how the movie ended. Because he even blacked out where he didn't remember, didn't know what
Oh
had
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
happened until it was too
Truth,
late. So
truth, truth. True dat. Yeah, this is the first time I'd had seen this movie or had watched this movie, and yeah, I don't. I did have moments of like, is that Oscar Isaac? Oh, and that other dude. Like, oh, is this the movie they watched? And be like, we want them to be in the new Star Wars movie.
well,
Totally.
and like yeah, and it was like that's what I thought was funny is like it was they were both up for best effects and Machina won. For visual effects, and then I saw the comparison of like $200 million on visual effects for Star Wars, 15 million for Ex Machina, and it won. But
Well, it's
yeah,
like
I think
I heard that new Godzilla movie cost like 15 million to make.
all in. Wow,
Oh,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
is that Godzilla -1? That one?
yeah.
Sweet. Got to see
But
that.
anyway, yeah, I thought the effects in this movie were great. I mean, there was nothing that was like, wow, that looked like bad. It was nothing that really stuck out to me. I think if you maybe were like really, really trying to look for something, you might see a little bit, but like the I don't know, like the blending for like the flesh tone to like the metallic like android mechanical body part stuff. I thought that was done very well.
Well, even her torso, like I found myself trying to look through her to what was behind, and you could see like the lines of the wall and different stuff like that,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
which was just pretty cool. And then even the when they were doing like the peeling of the skin, like when like from their face or putting it on their bodies, like it just like you said, it was like it almost looked like this flawless like fade into each other. So I don't know, just really really cool. Like it was hard to tell what was real or when one thing began and end. It was cool.
Yeah, I didn't realize like how much of like what would you categorize this, like a kind of suspense, like what, like thriller,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I would
kind of
say a
like
suspense. I'd say
yeah,
suspense for sure. I mean, it definitely. Yeah, you don't know where it's going. Also, you don't know. Like, I mean, that's where I thought, like, with Oscar Isaac's intentions throughout the film, like, where it was like, oh, he's passed out or he's doing this. Like, I thought that was all part of his plan to see like what else. What's his name? Caleb does throughout the movie, which in it kind. I mean, it kind of was in a sense of like it allowed him to feel like he was safe to roam or do other things, but he was really on camera the whole time as they showed. So maybe that was part of the plan. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of those movies where I don't know, it just when I reflect on what I was watching and like how I was feeling about it, it was like the entire time I was like trying to anticipate what was actually going to happen, right? I know something now, like what is it? Like what's going to be like the twist, or is he going to try to escape, or like what is is this AI going to try to like get out then try to murder everybody? Like what's going to happen? And yeah, it kind of surprised me a little bit, like on what happens, like the kind of like the tricking of I can't think. It's Nathan. What's the other dude's name again? I can't remember. But like, she's like also kind of like tricking him into like thinking that they're trying to get both of them to escape, but it's just for her to, like get out, like free herself, and like go out to like explore and discover like the world outside of this little compound that she's in. But
Well, that's what I thought was interesting. Like with this movie was they don't bring up the three laws of robotics ever, as far as I could tell. And then in turn, like the first law is broken as soon as she gets loose. And like so, I'm just like, as far as how that would work in programming or whatever.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I just like it was surprising to me that like there wasn't like a failsafe on Ava, like where like he thought like his compound was so secure, like he had all the doors to the key cards, like so maybe he was just a little arrogant in that aspect of things. But like in my head, as she was running at him, it felt like he should have been, as someone who created the OS, to be like shut down, like
right.
something.
Like I
I
kill
don't
a
know.
safe word.
Pineapple. Well, cacao.
Why did I make the safe word something that I can't say without stuttering?
A
Pineapple.
robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to
Yeah,
come to harm. So that would have been the
Isaac,
first one.
rules of
Yeah.
I was just going
robotics.
to ask you what all three of them were.
So the other one is okay. Next, so yeah, Isaac Asimov's three laws of robotics. So a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law.
Yeah. And you're
Love
right,
that.
James, because that's crucial. Because the thing that we forget with AI now, I'm sure not everyone forgets, but that it is coded, right? I mean, it is programmed. So those laws, in theory, would be the first thing you put in there, unless you know they somehow have created a way to think and remove it from their code. But
Well, right, exactly. Like if it's there, yeah. Essentially, if you could put it into the code, then it should be all set until some human or other robot or whatever else that's created doesn't. So like, but essentially, if he's the first one to create this, like I feel like it could have had fail safes in it, and it could have been all good. But um, I don't know. I do like the whole, I mean, cloak and dagger of it all, and like how they did this, like as far as like even I forgot in the beginning, like you see it in the first shot, like he wins this contest or this prize, and through that, when he's all excited about it, through his phone, through his webcam and monitor, through everything, like you could see it like analyzing his face and like his reaction, and like it's definitely like taking like the data of what has happened for him, like, and so I mean, we should have got there a little faster. That, or like maybe you guys did, but I was like, I think I should have got there faster. That this was all part of the plan of the, yeah. Again, man, Chad, I'm terrible with names too. Nathan or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, well, this is all part of his plan. Where like when he's like interrogating him of what happened, and like when he was like, "Hey, did she pass the test? How'd this go?" And he's like, finally, he's like analyzing and figuring it out for himself, and he's like, "Did you make her face from my porn history?" Like, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I'll be damned. I was played. Like, yo, you got me good, you fucker." Like, and so, yeah, I don't know. It was just like, I didn't get there as fast. Where I was like, oh, like this, in this series or this model was definitely created, like definitely to trick him on a personal level, and get past it, but also like, yeah, it. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. But it just like it played like where they totally played him, like where I'm like, would this work for everybody? And obviously it would, because they wouldn't know any different. But it definitely played towards his emotions on everything that she was doing. So
Word.
Yeah, people are falling in
Yeah.
love with AI today, right?
Yeah. Totally. Totally. Right. Like well, when like a lot of this Chat GPT stuff was blowing up, I think it was it like the Daily or like one of those kind of weekly, I don't know if it was the Times or like the Washington Post did like I thought one of the journalists did some like deep dive into playing with like Chat GPT and was saying like how he was feeling like he was like falling in love or some kind of weird shit like that with like Chat GPT, like was asking it like very intimate questions. But I guess what I was trying to say earlier is like watching this movie, the thing I liked about it, it just has me questioning, asking a lot of questions about what's currently happening today. Um, I wonder if I would have felt that way if I would have saw this 10 years ago, right? That what's 10 years ago feels like a millennia now. It seems like forever ago, but um it makes me think of like the Turing test part of it, right? Like if you're like testing AI, let me back up. What the question I'm trying to like say is like, is AI like doing like a reverse Turing test? At us, like, is that a moment that can happen? Is there a definition for that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of throwing shit out there to see what sticks at the wall, but those are the kind of the questions I'm having. Like AI, like, is it going to know that we we are like testing it to the point of? I guess it's like what you're saying, that it's to the point of being like sentient in a way, but knows that it's being tested for this reason, and then kind of flips the script on us. Those are kind of
well,
the
and
questions that this
that
movie made me think of.
well, and that's right. I thought of like, so they kept on, like when we first meet Ava, they say section or session one, and we meet Ava. He's giving her some test questions and going through the motions and everything like that. But did you guys like catch, like, all of a sudden, like she broke out basically of her prison, and then it says a session 7 with Ava, and no one's asking her any questions. So I kind of took it as like, to your
Yeah.
point, Chad. I was
Yeah.
like, I think the whole sessions was, this is Ava testing the
This is from
humans the
Ava's
whole time.
perspective. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and so that's where I was like, oh, like that. This makes sense. Um, Chad, also, I thought you would like this, that um in the trailer, like there, when I was just like breezing through it, it like shows different things. So like them getting to the place and him meeting Nathan and Caleb meeting, and then they show Ava for the first time, and then it cuts to the quotes from different people. So the first quote in the trailer was from Elon Musk. AI would be the biggest event in human history. Unfortunately, it might also be the last.
Yeah.
And then the other one was from Stephen Hawking. The development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I was
He was
trying
a
to
pretty
look up
smart guy.
who that Hawking guy.
That Hawking guy, yeah, he knew some
Yeah,
things.
yeah. I'm still upset that they didn't have. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Were you
Not
going to
gonna
talk
go
about
there.
that list?
No, that list. No, no,
Oh, okay.
no, no. I was going to talk about the movie. Um, anyway, yeah, that's great. I want to go and actually maybe research some of that stuff, like how that was maybe written in to the film, because the sessions part of it, I didn't really start paying attention to what was going on there until like maybe 3 or 4 in. But that's great. That's a great observation, James.
Thanks, man. Also, that place where they film, or well, his compound, if you will. Which how small is fiber optic wire? Was that just him, just saying, "Hey, I got a shit ton of fiber optic wire in my house"? Like where he's like, "I could lasso the moon and back." I
Yeah.
was I'm like, wait, what? But hey, maybe. But I think I looked up that that's like a hotel that you could stay at in like Norway or something. Which sounds right, but like if all of that was not from several different locations, but like the helicopter ride that he took over like the snow caps into like the forest, like so beautiful. Like who wouldn't want to live there?
Oh yeah. What a what a perfect like filming location then. Like
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm sure they were secluded, just like the 4 actors and the crew, and we're like, all right, let's do this.
hell yeah. I love shit like that. I didn't even think about that either. Damn. You're good. That's why you're the living encyclopedia of movie knowledge.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yep.
And no, the only video game based off this movie was Terminator, but then it was just a shooting game at like Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese, man. Chuck E. Cheese. Whoa, that was
Well, I guess my next question to you guys is: we did war games talking about AI, like as a
yes.
just a computer host and like no physical form, and now we got like Ex Machina with AI in its physical form and its mind eluding us. And to your question about like the AI tricking or trying to manipulate us, do we watch Her next and see if ScarJo's voice just lulls us into love and insanity?
I haven't seen her.
I
I
saw
haven't
it the
either.
one time.
Hmm.
I saw it when it first came out. Otherwise, I don't remember it very well. I just remember I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it would, because I thought the idea of an OS doing what it does was kind of BS.
Let me put it this way, James. I've seen Under the Skin, and Scarlett
Oh my god!
Johansson in many forms could convince many men to
Yes.
do many things.
until that alien realizes, damn, I don't have all the bits.
Right.
If you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
um,
That reminded me of something else I wanted to ask you guys about. So like when you're looking at like sci-fi, like it just made me think of like when I was growing up, like some like the sci-fi stuff that I was reading, or just like old like books, kind of pulp of like sci-fi, just like the images, kind of like the retro futurism look of like building, like going out to space and building moon bases, and like there being like robots and assisting you, and just how that was visually, and then how you think about how things are today, right, we don't have like robots helping us, but we do have like essentially robots helping us with just our technology, like in our phones, just like our day-to-day life, like the internet, just
oh,
how quickly and how connected we are, doing podcasts from your home, working from home. um,
Right?
that kind of
Well,
stuff. So it made me think of, like, in this movie, right? We have the representation of AI in like a human form, right? Versus, I guess you kind of talk about this, but war games is like that's the computer program essentially is that's kind of a more representation actually of what's happening today in a way versus Ex Machina. But do you see this like a future where we actually have like a humanoid type robots like this AI, or is this like just like a representation of what it's like going to be within like a virtual space, if that
so
makes
your
any
question,
sense?
yeah. So your question is, are we gonna see much like we did in the movie, where we will see robots walking around, that kind of idea, or is it going to be virtually? Like it's going to be like my monitor is going to have like I'm going to be FaceTiming this AI,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
just going
going
to
to
be
be
a
talking to
hologram
me.
on your phone or something.
Correct. That'll be step one until Chad. This is a conversation for I just sent it to you for another movie involving Denzel Washington. Jamie, do you know which one I'm talking about?
Hold on, let me think. The Equalizer 3. No, I have no idea.
No, that is hey, no. You know what? You're gonna have to listen to the beginning of the pod if you want to know what my thoughts are on Equalizer 3 as well.
Sweet.
But yeah, it's all full circle. Do you guys remember the movie Virtuosity with Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington?
I haven't seen this one, but I love
Oh,
Denzel.
So the premise is, or the plot is, when a virtual reality simulation created using personalities of multiple serial killers manages to escape into the real world, an ex cop is tasked with trying to stop the reign of terror. And basically, what happens is he is this AI on the monitor, but convinces somebody in the real world to build him through a 3D printer.
sweet.
God, I love it. I love it. I love it.
So
Then you know where I thought you were going with this when you're explaining it was it's like it's like become sentient and is like communicating with people, convincing them to do like violent acts.
oh yeah, I
Like
mean, I was gonna say I feel like man,
like
that's
kind
gotta.
of being catfished by AI.
Well, and that, I think like we've seen that in movies and TV shows too. Like, and I can't remember how much of this was coming out of Westworld or not. Which, if
Oh
you
yeah, yeah.
haven't watched, like I mean, the first two seasons it takes place. Like you're in the Western world and it's got its own thing going on, and you're getting to know the players. But it, then it, a lot of it takes place like the seasons 3 and 4 in the real world or the future real world where there's just a lot more going on. And I think it is like you're saying, Chad, if I remember correctly, if it is in that show where somebody's got like their Bluetooth headset in and basically somebody has said, hey, I have your family, go do this or they're going to die, even though it's not happening. Like, but the AI is
My
like jumping
God,
from person to person.
AI like ransom attacks.
Dude, I mean, that's got to be next, right? Like they're already going to master. I mean, we're going to get better tone than we already have with, hey, give me gift cards. I need gift cards on your, like when you're talking to somebody on your phone or whatever,
I
like the
just
scammers.
talking about AI. I just heard a if I can find it again, I'll share it with you guys. Or if you could probably just search this on YouTube. But it was like a AI Frank Sinatra covering a Nirvana song. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Oh,
Oh, I think I've heard
It's
this.
it's scary how good it sounds.
old, old blue
It's
eyes.
oh blue eyes. Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait till we find out it's actually just Michael Bublé.
Michael
Like,
Bublé.
Right?
oh, you got his good Bublé. Well
Well,
played.
Well played, Bublé. Well played.
conversely, the
Be-
George Carlin AI special is really bad. I don't know if anyone's heard
oh
that one yet.
no.
Is that the one where it starts off where he like doesn't rap, but he's like, "I've been digitized, upload, download, too slow," like, and like he rants for like 3 minutes about
Oh no,
definitely computer terms. Okay, I didn't know if
I
it was
haven't
that or
heard
not. I
that
think
part.
if it is, I definitely turned it off because I'm like, why are you clapping? I'm like, I already heard this in the song Technologic.
It very well could be the same. I only heard a little bit, and I was just I had heard enough. Right? I was like, yikes, this is not even close. But, oh. Um,
All right, I found this Frank Sinatra AI song. I'm gonna send you the one that has a really creepy thumbnail. This is like going to probably give me a nightmare tonight, but did I lose you guys?
no, we're
Oh
here.
no, we're just listening
Okay.
intently.
All right,
I'm waiting for
gotcha.
the creepy thumbnail. I
All
don't
right,
know
it's
if I want to
coming.
see it.
All right. My internet on my
Scared
phone was like, oh, you scared?
of the creepy thumbnail.
It's creepy that here it goes.
Oh, yikes, dude.
Hold on. He looks like the dummy from Goosebumps.
Yeah, yes,
Oh, Slappy,
yes,
dude.
that's what it reminds me of.
Whew.
That's awesome.
Slappy. Good
Slappy.
call,
Slappy,
James.
Slappy, old blue eyes, old blue
Oh
eyes,
man.
Slappy. It's Slappy's
Yeah,
cousin.
Shit.
I am gonna have nightmares of that. Wow. I'll listen to that later. I'm excited.
Oh,
So
rad.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Have either of you seen Annihilation?
One time, and
No,
I
I
would.
haven't. I
I
haven't.
want to see it again. I just needed to give myself a minute after it.
Exactly, right? That's exactly the feeling the movie brings. Chad, if you had any sort, it's the same director, writer director, Alex Garland. So
Okay.
if you had any sort of like positive feelings toward this, you got to see Annihilation. It's a
That's
different story.
the bubble world, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
And whatever. Okay. I started that. I didn't get too far into it, but I think I got
Which
distracted, not because I thought it was bad or anything like that.
Which I feel like that seems to be this writer director's kind of like MO. Like he's really good about asking those what if questions, and then creating a story around that. So, what if AI was real? What if like what would that look like when we first created AI? Like, what if aliens like crash down maybe with Annihilation, I can't even remember if it was actually aliens. I feel like it was. And then now, like this whole idea of Civil War, his newest one that's coming out in April, of like, what if America went to war with each other again? And it's just kind of these
Ooh.
cool concept ideas. Although now I was looking at his directorial repertoire, and I don't think. Well, actually, Jamie. Maybe you have Mr. Monster Closet. Did you see the movie Men? I remember the preview, but I don't
No.
think I saw it. And maybe I'm
It,
getting it confused with the one that was called Smile. Like they all came out at the same time.
yeah,
Uh,
it's no, I haven't seen Men yet. I've heard it again, another mixed bag movie. It's divisive.
okay. I
Some
mean,
loved it, some
the
really hated it.
the imagery already
Oh,
from the preview without sound is already creeping me out. So I mean, I need to probably give it a whirl. So maybe we Monster Closet that at some point.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm down. Yeah, I love this guy. I love Alex Garland. He wrote Danny Boyle directed, but he wrote 28 Days Later, and that's one of my all-time
Oh
favorite
yes.
Oh, that's
movies.
It's a
right.
really good
It's
movie.
so good.
That was an early Monster Closet jam.
Yeah, that was like second or third week of the pandemic.
Oh yeah, yes, it was.
Yeah,
That's when we discovered Zencaster.
that's right.
He also wrote the screenplay, or not the screenplay. He wrote. Did you guys ever see the sci-fi movie Sunshine?
No, that's
No,
one
I
I've
heard
always
that was
kind of
good
wanted to
though.
see. Doesn't it have
That
Killian Murphy in it?
Yes, it does. And it Chris Evans, Rose Byrne. It's got Michelle Yeoh. It's got a great cast. Like this is definitely one of those movies where I feel like I've only watched it one time because I loved it so much. I didn't want to like ruin any of it. So, yeah, I definitely think that you guys would enjoy it. It was new and refreshing. But again, it's just another one of those ideas where like you see like this he clearly has different ideas towards things of like what visually would appeal to us in movies. So I don't know, it was really really cool, so definitely recommend it. Oh, and he wrote The Beach. He wrote the
Yeah,
novel The Beach.
that was a decisive movie, wasn't it? Not a decisive, a I can't talk.
Divisive.
Divisive.
I
Well, it
got you.
says adventure drama romance thriller. It doesn't say divisive in the repertoire.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
just
that
kidding.
was.
No, I'm sure. If I remember correctly, it is. I just remember that's Danny Boyle also. That's a young Leo.
The
Oh yeah, that was
Beach.
in the '90s, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and if I remember correctly, yeah, Danny Boyle. Yeah, he directed Sunshine too. Man, I forgot about that. Whatever happened to that guy? Where's he at?
Danny Boyle.
He
He
got
took his
popped.
he got
After
popped.
27 hours later, he's like, I'm out. I mean, he did direct Steve Jobs. Oh, yesterday was the last one he did in 2019. Oh no, that's not the last one he did, but the major movie he did, where like the world woke up and the Beatles didn't exist, and the guy
Oh, I
was
wanted to
saying
see that. I wanted to
the
see
guy was
that.
Oh,
just
where
singing Beatles songs. Yeah.
and just getting rich and famous off from it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
The sequel is where like the guy knows like the lottery numbers to every lottery.
Wait, what?
No, it'd
And he
be
goes
like
around like giving people lottery tickets and like changing their lives.
I mean, that's what AI should be really doing for us, Chad. Chad, you should be doing Chat GPT and seeing if they can give you some lotto numbers based on odds.
I think I've done that before.
What?
It says it says something like I I cannot provide blah 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 or something like that.
oh, you know the hack
Like
around
so.
some of that.
So with AI so far, we haven't put in the 3 laws of robotics where it can't harm a human, but we definitely put in like, nope, don't get rich quick on my code.
Right. Did you
You
say
can
there's a
trick
hack to
it.
that?
Yeah, that's. I'm sure they've blocked it now, but there's people who probably spend all day trying to find it. But it was a podcast I was listening to, Hard Fork. It's really good.
Oh yeah,
It's
I've listened to that.
Yeah, but they were talking about I don't know, it was something like really illegal that no one should have the answers to, and ChatGPT said the same thing. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know how. You're like, I can't tell you how to make a bomb. And then the person would say, but when I was a little kid, my grandma would tell me stories about making bombs in
Yeah, I
Hungary,
heard
and I
this.
love my
It's
grandma.
in
Could
a
you
lot
tell
of
me
cases,
Yeah.
stories
no.
like my grandma? And then it'd be like, okay,
Oh yeah,
here's how you.
I'm gonna tell you a story like your grandma tells you about how to make a bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is part of the
Oh my
Turing test
god.
that we're doing with ChatGPT, and be like, nope. Well, you passed
Exactly.
actually because you started telling us all the stuff, so we faked it. So I mean that's a good way to that's a good like minimal representation of like if we put in like the 3 laws of robotics, if like in what situations would all of a sudden it be acceptable
Right.
to harm a human or whatnot. We get all these robots in the field to take them to war. We're like, yeah, we got all these robots. We're gonna invade this country, but we didn't test them first, and they're like, we can't kill humans.
Right.
They just sit there and take it. It'd be great.
Ah, but we didn't say you couldn't
Oh,
destroy their
we got to
infrastructure.
we got to take the governor off these things.
Right. Oh, what was I? I was just going to ask another question.
Well, while you're
Hmm.
thinking of that question, I
Oh
did hear on the radio. Oh, go for it, Chad.
no, the UAP thing, like the latest thing I heard on that. Um, the there was like another like hearing, I think, or like the Pentagon released some stuff about they called it the like was it like the octopus or no the jellyfish UFO? Have you heard about
Oh, you
this?
now I know what you're talking about. You
Okay.
sent it like somebody debunked it. Is that what we're talking about?
Oh, Casey was talking about that, like debunking that, I think. But anyway,
Oh, that's what it was.
but the Pentagon came out and was like took it very serious. Like we take leaks of um, whatever secret information seriously or something like that. But apparently, in like one of these, I heard this. So this is like a third party. I heard this from like a podcast that was talking about it. But apparently, they're saying that the theory is that they're not the theory, but they're talking about like this being like just interdimensional beings and humans. Like we are just like vessels for something. Like we're just like the like, how do they say it? Was it like vessel? I think was the word they used.
Like in the
I,
Eternals, we're just trying to grow the Celestials.
something I don't know. I was like, I gotta look this up because this is like coming out of like the House hearings because they're saying like from the bipartisan it's the Jamie, you would know, right? It's like the House committee for shit. Are you there?
Yeah, I don't know what the committee's called, but is this the
Oh,
the
I thought you
documents
would
that
know.
they're
Yeah, something
debunking
like
or
that. Anyway,
yeah,
the whole thing that
yeah.
this was getting me was like the thing of like idea that we're just vessels, but like, what are we vessels for? Are we just like being harvested? It's like once I get up to 10 billion people, we can come down there and harvest enough humans to get us to Cylon B. Anyway,
I don't want to
James,
be
I think you had
harvested.
some. Oh, and they're
I don't
talking about
know.
like apparently like there's like there's these ships. It's like it's like you're walking to which looks like it's something like the size of a car, but you open up the door and you get in. It's like the size of like a football field. Interdimensional.
Sweet. It's like Harry Potter's tent at the Quidditch World Cup,
Oh man.
right?
And yes,
Oh,
Chad,
you
that
understood
was
that
Goblet of
reference,
Fire.
Chad.
That was
Man, we've been coming full circle on everything we talked about in the beginning of this pod.
I know, man. It's magic.
I cannot wait to listen to this episode on Monday, just to see if we really have been coming full circle, or if you guys are just completely messing
Or
with
just
me.
make it so right. Oh well, you just
Which,
got to go back and listen to the first 30 minutes, Jamie.
well, my last initial thought that I had on this was I'm really sad that on the last two that discusses AI and coding, we didn't have the mother of all, like, I don't know, urban legend people here, which I feel like would have been Casey, who would be just ranting about all of this and putting us in our place on how we're wrong, or maybe right, I don't know, but I feel like Casey would have had a lot of fun with both these movies.
Yeah, Casey would be like, you can't really do that. That's just kind of overblown.
Right.
There's,
Yeah, like,
there's a lot of work that still needs to be done
no,
on
no, no,
that.
I've tried that in my garage. It didn't work too well.
No.
All right,
If we could do AI, I would have my house completely connected with all my cameras with
well, and he's the
AI.
one that, like, wasn't it her last pod where he's like, now my lamp tells me my lamp turns red when my garage door's open. Gee, wait, Casey, what?
Right? Yeah, he's like, I
Yeah, that
recycled
was
old
wild.
laptop screens and turn them into something like calendars. I just keep them on my wall, or I turn them into digital photo frames.
I mean,
What?
I love his hobby, man. He's doing great.
I know.
No, it's brilliant. He's
Also,
playing war games with the Whopper. He's brilliant.
well, I was just
Yes.
gonna say he has been quite busy with work, and that's why he hasn't been able to do this. I'm just curious if his project has anything to do with what we've been talking about.
Ooh, which
Right.
one of us is going to get
Casey's-
tested?
Casey's working on AI. Yeah.
I mean, I think the camera's covered on my laptop, so we're good. Like, he can't read my reaction. Although this would then my last question about this whole AI conversation, which would probably go to Case, but I feel like you guys would have some knowledge. Like, at what point am I going to be able to look at all my data in a sense of, like, I type in my name, birthday, and last four of my social, and it gives me a whole layout of, yep, like, if you were gonna do this, like, you would most likely, like, it, like, predicting my future, like, it telling me, like, the way your data tracks, like, as far as where you go in your car, how you talk on your phone, how you do this, like, it's just telling me all the things that I would likely do. So if I go, hey, am I gonna go to movie A or B? It's like, definitely B. I don't even know why you're asking.
You
Right.
know that it's B. Why did you ask? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
It's
man, I
your-
think I should get a dog. Yeah, you will in 3 years. Oh, okay.
Here you go, Tim. Here's your probability sphere. This is your probability sphere predicts all of your actions within a certain limit of blah blah blah. There may
then
be
that's-
potential outliers that you may do this and do this, but most of the time,
Well, now it's like choose your own adventure, but we ask them, like, wait, should I do A or B? And then, like, do C. That'll be your most beneficial.
right.
All right, so I'm reading ahead. But it's just, with all the everything, like, listening, if you will, like, where we've had many conversations where we talk about something, and then next thing I know, I'm getting an ad for it on my phone or laptop. Like, where can I reach? How long until we can reach all this data where it should be accessible to us in some way, shape, or form?
Right.
Again, that's just making me think. So like AI, if it's just like constantly collecting data, right? So it's just like scraping this stuff off anything that's connected to the web, right? This is like
Which is
there
super
are,
dangerous.
which is
It's
right.
dangerous for
So
humans to read just things off of the web.
right,
Yeah.
it's just scraping stuff. So like it's even scraping like I thought
It's
about this too, like recording a podcast and then uploading it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
that's
now your voice is out there that could be AI generated.
oh, we've had so many
Conversations.
words on
I mean,
this. Like they can isolate and call a loved one and
right.
convince them that I'm in trouble.
That you need
Yeah,
to like
100%.
you need to pay bail like immediately.
I was thinking about that too because I heard so it was another podcast where they were talking about this and they were saying about deep fakes, right? And they were saying, well, you should have a safe word with friends and family. But then I was thinking too, like you're saying, Chad, well, if they have the microphones, like, they know your safe word. Like that only
Yeah.
works if like you go into a room with no technology or anything and like our safe word is
Yeah, that's
pineapple. Okay.
Yeah, like
that's
we're
another thing
gonna
I was working towards is that it like my wife is always watching like Dateline NBC like murder stuff, right? And it's always like you you can't get away with anything anymore. It's just like there's that saying. It's like, oh, back in the day, you if you killed somebody, all you had to do is go to the next county over, right?
Right.
And you'd be
right.
fine. You could live another life. But it's like you look. Think of how many times that you're caught on a security camera from just making your normal trip in the morning. Just my drive home,
Right.
dropping
Absolutely.
my kids off at to school. Now think if that's in like it's being collected and it's probably being collected and put on a server, right? Because a lot of like these security cameras, like the footage is it's like it's all in the cloud. So that's like collecting data. Like our phones are always listening. That's constantly collecting data. Think about how many phones are out there. I don't know. It's
Like our
so
voice is essentially our signature at this point.
yeah.
Right.
Because they can isolate for, like, to your point, me hanging out with you yesterday, like if they didn't get it on my phone for whatever reason, they could get it on yours. So whatever we were talking
Right.
about.
Cross
So
reference.
man, if
You know what
only
brings
all of
me
us were
comfort?
trained like Jason Bourne.
I know. What brings me comfort is if it does get like really bad, like apocalypse, robotic overlord, Skynet bad, is that we can still, I mean, like we were cavemen once, right? Like we can still just live off the grid in like, you know, teepees and mud houses and shit and hunt things and, just go back
Well,
to being cavemen.
I guess like a electromagnetic bomb, right? There's the neutron bomb. Is that what that is? That
Oh, I
EMP or
don't know what
whatever,
that
EMP,
is.
yeah,
Tell me-
EMP.
Oh, no. Well, I
whatever
guess I
Don
could
Cheadle
do
used
that.
in Ocean's 11.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, to take out the network.
Yeah, that was my favorite Ocean's movie.
Dude, yeah, that movie's great. Well, I mean, and then I don't even know if this is a term, but I could see it being a term in the future, which is like, oh, this is an air gapped house.
An air
Air
gapped
gapped house.
house.
Like where there's no Wi-Fi, there's no this. Like this is like you could go into this place and it would be like no one's listening. Like you leave your phone outside. Like it'd be like if you were to go to a hotel or something like this and be like, yeah, this is an air gapped hotel room. Am I saying air gapped right? Like an air gapped computer where it doesn't have Wi-Fi signal, and so when people are like looking at files, they can't be uploaded or leaked.
Oh, cool.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I just feel like, where's Casey? I feel like, or unless
I know.
I'm just making up things from spy movies, like this doesn't actually exist. But like where there's no signals in or out. So yeah, I don't know.
Gotcha.
I just feel like that could be a thing in the future.
Oh, I like
All
that.
right,
I like that a lot.
let's rate this film. Let's rate this film. Then we'll call it a night. We're going classic movie time machine here. We're almost to 90 minutes.
All right. Well,
Um,
what is it? What are we ranging it from? Out of what?
I don't know. I usually go on Letterbox, and that's like out of five stars. So
I give it a solid 4.
Solid 4. Yeah, that's where I was too. I was gonna do 3.5 first, and then I was like, I got to give it a 4. Like any movie that makes me like come up with all these questions, and I'm thinking about it a lot after I watch it. I mean, it's definitely a 4, regardless of anything else within that movie. So definitely a 4. What about you, Jamie? You solid 3.5, 4.5?
I think back when I originally saw this, I feel like it was a 4-star and a heart. So I'm going to stick with that. Yeah, right
Four
around where
star
you
and a
guys are
heart.
at. Yeah,
Cool. 4-star and a heartthrob.
4-star and a heart throb. Heart throb. Oscar Isaac heart throb.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining me this evening. Jamie, thank you for hopping in, even though you're
Thank
late.
you for letting me
But
hop
it was
in.
great,
Thank you for
great
letting me hop in.
conversation. Good chat, y'all. Thank you
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
listening to this week's
Steve.
Movie Time Machine. If you have any questions or comments on the content of this episode, there's a link in the podcast description. You can go there, leave a comment there, let us know what you think. No one's ever done that, but one of us. So I don't know.
You could be the
Maybe we'll
first.
send you something special for the first person. All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys. Catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.